Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Kim Sheppard, and welcome to the Balancing It All podcast. So, this first episode is basically going to give you a little taste of what's to come with this podcast. Because sometimes when you're getting ready to listen to a podcast, I think you kind of want to know what you're getting into. And so, I just want to give you a breakdown of who this podcast is for and what this podcast is all about. So, I am a pediatric prenatal chiropractor. I've been in practice. I have owned my own business for the last 22 years. And although I have a practice based podcast that is for our patients that educates them on all things chiropractic and, pediatric chiropractic, infertility, postpartum, prenatal, this podcast is different. This is my little side hustle, I guess. This is my podcast about all the things that are in my brain. So I had a podcast a few years ago that was a little bit more serious, had more serious topics, took a lot of research, took a lot of time. And basically, I want this podcast to be stuff that's going on in my life that I feel like I need to share because it's going to relate to you guys. So, who are you guys? Who is this podcast for? Basically, it's for a busy, high achieving woman. And most of the stuff I will speak to relates to, moms, but you don't have to be a mom for this podcast to impact you. You just have to be a high achieving woman who wants more for their life than to just be a mom or just be whatever, fill in the blank, just be a teacher, you want more for yourself. You are looking for more. So when I tell you what this podcast is about, it's about everything. And so every show, every episode is going to be different. So it's everything from mom life, working mom life, just being a working woman, what that's like, being a woman business owner, and some of the trials that I've had with that. Stress management, which is something I've really had to deal with in the past 3 years versus COVID, with COVID, I guess, really learning stress management techniques. This podcast won't have a ton of chiropractic, but some stuff will relate to it, such as just nervous system dysregulation and things like that. We're going to be talking about weight loss and struggles of weight loss after babies. What we did when we were 20 isn't what works now in our 40s. And so we're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about real life nutrition. I think a lot of times I live under this facade of, I'm a chiropractor, it's holistic. I need to talk only about, gluten-free and organic and free range. And yes, all that stuff is great, but the reality is that's not real life. And that's not real working mom life when we have busy kids and busy teens or even little kids. And so we're going to talk about the real stuff and how to get protein in and how to meet your macros. What is a macro? Why do we need to be logging them? Those are the things, real life stories. It's going to be a lot of me. So sorry if that's boring, but I don't really want to deal with a lot of guests right now. It's just going to be me. I would love to have my kids on if they'll agree to it, because I think we can have some really deep conversations about stuff that maybe you're nervous to ask your kids or you don't know what to ask because my kids are older. We can get into that stuff. What do you want to know? What do you want to know about Snapchat, about drinking, about being, in high school, about pressure, about social media? I'd love to have my husband on. We're going to talk all the things about what it's like to live with me and how I've evolved and, how I'm a different person than I used to be. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be entertaining, and it's just going to be relatable and real life. And that's all I want, is for you to listen and be like, oh my gosh, that's me. That is me. You have the same struggles as me, because nothing helps me more than hearing someone give me real life shit and the stuff that just hits. And so, yeah, it's just going to be real. Some of the topics are going to be tough. Some of the topics are going to be, pretty easy, but I hope you're here for the ride. I hope you are here I hope you listen to every episode. I hope you enjoy it. Please DM me on Instagram. I'm at Dr. Kim Sheppard, and it's Sheppard. Let me know what you thought about the episodes. Let me know if you like them. Give me topic ideas. I'm always listening for things to talk about. And I just cannot wait to get started. And just can't wait for you to be around for the next episode. So thanks so much, and we'll catch you next time.